The question is that grievance has been noted. I call the member for New England.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. I rise tonight to talk on an issue which I don't believe is going to get me many friends, but it's incredibly important. What's new? And that is the issue that we have to believe in our sovereignty as a nation. We have to believe in it in our philosophical approach, in our ethical approach, and in our legal approach. We have to believe in our sovereignty when it comes to who owns what in our land. We have to believe in our sovereignty when it comes to defending our land. And we have to believe in our sovereignty when it comes to the rule of law in our land. In the issue of Mr Julian Assange, I do not give any endorsement of his character whatsoever. But I do hold in great respect the legal principle, the jurisprudence of this nation. It is a reflection of what we are as a nation. It is a reflection of our sovereignty. Mr Assange never committed a crime whilst in the United States. In fact, you might go so much to say as Robert Mueller in his investigations has never called for an indictment of Mr Assange. Mr Assange has been said by the United States that they wish to have him convicted on espionage, but Mr Assange was in Australia. He was certainly not in the United States. If we create a precedent in this nation where a third party, a third nation, can say that we believed you've committed a crime in our country, even though you were never here, and therefore Australia has to extradite you to our country to face those charges, then that is an appalling precedent. What happens when the autocracy of China says we believe someone in Australia has committed a crime the way we see it in China, therefore you must extradite that person to China to face charges? It is a ridiculous precedent. In 2010, the then Prime Minister Julia Gillard wanted to take away Mr Assange's passport and charge him with a crime. The problem was he hadn't committed a crime, not in Australia, and therefore and this process goes on. Currently, Mr Assange, and once more I don't think I'd even like the guy if I met him. I look at him from a distance and there's not much I like about him at all, but that's not the issue. Law is not just there for the people we like. Law is just not there for the issues for which we think it's conducive to our view of the world. Law is there as a constant, as a permanent, as a compass. And it's a compass so that we can understand what the sovereignty of our nation means to us on a personal level. Now, if the issue, remember, Mr Assange never broke in or hacked into any computers. That was done by a person at the time, a private in the army, whose name at that time was Bradley Manning, now Chelsea Manning. Bradley Manning is now a free person. Bradley Manning was given a pardon by President Obama. Bradley Manning is now walking the streets as Chelsea Manning. And yet we are sitting back and contemplating or being silent in a process which might involve the extradition from the United Kingdom to the United States of an Australian citizen for a crime that has been alleged as to be has been charged, or the process started in a third country, the United States of America.
I thank the member. Unfortunately, we have no quorum. Federation Chamber stands adjourned.